the people here we're about to talk about, who are right here, the people running your country, there is no difference whatsoever between them and any other totalitarian who ever lived. They're only missing the opportunity to do those things. Rest assured, if these people had the ability right now to take you and throw you in jail for not doing and saying and thinking what you were told, they would do it without hesitation. They would not lose 1 minute of sleep while they did it. In the minds of these people, all of them, everyone running your country now, which sucks, in the minds of these people, the enemy is not China. It's not Islamic terrorists somewhere. It's not Russia. It's not North Korea. The enemy is you. You had better wrap your mind around that. You are the enemy. If they had to attack, if they had total freedom to attack with the military, one entity in this world, they would attack you. That's a fact. Here's Joe Biden going off on Facebook. Facebook, who, not exactly a conservative organization, they've let people talk about the vaccine. The goods, the bads, with everything there's good and bad, they've just let people talk about the vaccine. I understand with limitations, they've done plenty of censorship on their own. Whoa, with all the censorship Facebook has done, Jen Psaki and Joe Biden, they look at Facebook and they think they haven't done near enough.
COVID misinformation. What's your message to platforms like Facebook?
They're killing people. Look, the only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated. And they're killing people.
He tried to walk those comments back a little bit today, but I want you to understand something, because this goes way beyond the vaccine, and we'll get into some of the misinformation Democrats have spread here in a second. I want you to understand this, because the most important thing for the right now is not a specific issue. It's not vaccine or taxes or spending or abortion or anything else. The most important thing the right has to get and hasn't gotten yet is the mentality of these people. Think about this. I want you to think about this. Last 4 years, 5 years, think about the absolute censorship you have seen. Whole social media accounts wiped out, people having lost their jobs. Time and time again, thought from the right has cost you a money, a job, a social media account. I want you to think about all of it you've seen. I know you're outraged about it, so have I been. We talked about it 1,000 times on this show. With all that censorship and all that banning, this is the mentality of the American communists. They look at all of it. They don't even see the ones who've been banned. All they see are the ones they haven't gotten banned yet. That's how these people think. They never celebrate a win. They never get to a point and say to themselves, nice, we did it. All they see, all communists see, is what they haven't been able to destroy and infect and infest yet. That's how these people think. And remember, all this malarkey, to use a Joe Biden term, about misinformation, it has absolutely nothing to do with misinformation. These people, they've made a career of misinformation.
So let's just say there's a vaccine that is approved and even distributed before the election. Would you get it?
Well, I think that's going to be an issue for all of us.
If and when the vaccine comes. And it's not likely to go through all the tests that needs to be and the trials that are needed to be done.
When we finally do, God willing, get a vaccine, who's going to take the shot? Who's going to take the shot? You're going to be the first one to say, sign me up. They now say it's okay.
That's what they were saying. Now that Donald Trump won't get any credit for it, and they'll say the opposite. You must understand, these people don't ever tell the truth. Nothing is ever about what they're talking about. They're not talking about the vaccine. They're talking about control. They're talking about the ability to shut you up, because as long as you're allowed to go out there and voice the truth, they want you to shut up. They can't handle it, just like communists have always done, just like the East Germans did when they were chucking people in dark cells for just complaining about bread. Jen Psaki, don't forget the Jen Psaki who has been pictured with a hat on it that has a hammer and sickle. Well, Jen Psaki had this to say.
We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation. We're working with doctors and medical professionals to connect to connected medical experts who are popular with their audiences with accurate information and boost trusted content. So we're helping get trusted content out there. There's about 12 people who are producing 65% of anti-vaccine misinformation on social media platforms. All of them remain active on Facebook, despite some even being banned on other platforms, including Facebook, ones that Facebook owns. Third, it's important to take faster action against harmful posts. As you all know, information travels quite quickly on social media platforms. Sometimes it's not accurate, and Facebook needs to move more quickly to remove harmful violative posts. Posts that will be within their policies for removal often remain up for days. That's too long. The information spreads too quickly.
They're just the same. America's communists are just the same. How widespread does Jen Psaki want this? I mean, surely she's just an American Democrat, right? Well, listen and you tell me.
Providing for Facebook or other platforms to measure and publicly share the impact of misinformation on their platform and the audience it's reaching. Also with the public, with all of you, to create robust enforcement strategies that bridge their properties and provide transparency about rules. You shouldn't be banned from one platform and not others for providing misinformation out there.
Misinformation. Has to be accurate, has to be truthful, right? Well, man, if we're banning people who spread misinformation, somebody better go after this person. This person's pushing a Russian bounty hoax. Remember that whole Russian bounty hoax from Afghanistan? What is this person's name here? It's Jen Psaki. Okay, well, let's set that aside. There's another person. This person definitely should be banned because this kind of misinformation, this is flat out dangerous. This person's spread a rumor about Michael Flynn and Russia and how they're tied together. What's that name on there? Gosh. Oh, man, that's also Jen Psaki. Here's another one. Now, this is really bad because keep this in mind. The President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, his son, Hunter Biden, got caught in some really, really ugly stuff before the election. And the media censored it. And I mean, some people were out there spreading misinformation. This person's, wait a minute. That's also Jen Psaki. Remember this. Remember this. It's not about misinformation. It's not about truth. It's not about coronavirus, mass shootings, taxes, inflation, spending, anything else. It's all about power and control. That's all it's about. You are the enemy to these people. That's a fact. Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me. Thanks.